Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including four-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a four-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
Three-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a three-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare two laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Welcome along to the Apex Racing League TCR British Series, live and exclusive here on Apex Racing TV. Beginning life as RAF Silverstone back in 1943, Silverstone declares itself as the home of British racing, and with a history stretching back to 1948, there is some justification to the claim. Always one of the fastest circuits, Silverstone has developed from its windswept airfield origins into one of the most recognised in world motorsport. I'm Tim Cox and we have Smoothie Kumo in the production booth, but right now I'm joined by Austin Knight. Austin, welcome along. I'm really looking forward to this one. I don't know about yourself.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to this as well because the TCRs, you know, the new cars have breathed new life into these TCRs. And, you know, the Hondas, the Hyundais, and the Audis, they are very well balanced currently right now. And, you know, some of these cars have a little bit of advantage over the others. You know, the Hondas with their top speed, they're going to be very favorable around here. The Hyundais, with just their overall handling, so good. And they're going to be the threat for most of the season. The Audis in their start line speed, watch out for these Audis. If we're going to be seeing crazy starts, it's definitely going to be an Audi in that DSG gearbox. The Hondas, you know, their top speed going to be very threatful, but they do have a downside with their handling over bumps. But I'm pretty sure with this being an open setup series that they've actually solved that bump issue. So we shouldn't be seeing a lot of that, but currently right now, this looks like a very balanced race. And if you look at the top four, they're within a second of each other. Well, the top tier within 1/10, and you see Romy in that Audi, top top 5 have all 3 manufacturers up in there.
It's good to see all different manufacturers and so many different nations represented. As you mentioned, Shirkov leading the way right at the moment in qualifying. Currently around about halfway through the 15-minute open qualifying session. Redford currently on the front row with the Russian. Just under a tenth is all that's separating those top 2 right now. Now, we've got 3 sponsors for this new league to Apex Racing TV. First off is VRS Virtual Racing School. You're looking to improve your on-track performance with 50+ data packs for road and oval racing, setups, track guides, data analysis software, and one-on-one coaching. And also we've got SDK Gaming if you're looking to add a live virtual HUD to iRacing, show timing towers and enhance relative boxes, mini-maps, like the same software we're currently using tonight for, as we always do for all of our broadcasts here at Apex Racing TV. To use it to stream to Twitch for the most complete overlay on iRacing. And more, you can also use it for fuel calculators as well. Keep your team strategy on point and make decisions on the fly. And finally, we've got Apex Racing Academy. They have 29 data packs for setups, track guides, integration with VRS, one of our other sponsors, weekly group coaching sessions, and much, much more. So just worth mentioning our social media channels. Twitter, we are at Apex Racing TV. Facebook is facebook.com/Apex Racing TV. And Instagram, well, it might come as a surprise. That, funnily enough, is Apex Racing TV. Not longer left to go. Just under 6 minutes here in qualifying before we head out into 3 15-minute heat sessions. And of course, we've got some slight twists of the tails in those. So in race 2, top 10, they are reversed. And then race 3 is the top 15 that will be reversed. And Austin, that's going to definitely spice things up a little bit here at Silverstone.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be getting a little spicy with the top 10 being reversed in race number 2 and race number 3, the top 15. We could see some overachievers in the amateur field get up there. And currently right now, the pro and the am field is pretty even with each other, the top 4. And then it's the 3 AMs, and then it's a lot of other people in there. These new TCRs, it's not a, some people with lower I rating at the start of the series just really like this car, but they don't get into enough official races to really boost their I rating underneath the pro line. So it could show a little bit difference on track experience and everything. And we've seen this in a lot of other Apex Racing League series, like the ARL Mazda series as well, where, one time we had the entire top 10 be AMs from that flip. And, well, it was chaos for the pros because they were just crashing behind the AMs, trying to get around them. Or it could just be one AM up there and, pros getting around them. The next thing you know, everyone's upside down and anything. I'm not expecting that to happen in these cars because these cars can really take a beating. And, the touring car racing is all elbows out racing, and it's very beautiful. I'm expecting this race from start to back at least 1 to 2 laps. It's just going to be nose to tail, bumper to bumper. We might see 2 cars go even side by side for an entire lap.
It's going to be definitely fascinating to see, and great viewing undoubtedly for all you guys at home as well watching along. Definitely Shirkov and Redford seem to be in a little bit of a league of their own at the moment. Eatwell currently in 3rd, but he's just over 2 tenths off Redford, who's in 2nd place, who's just come around to set another lap. No major improvement from the British driver
now,
in Hyundai.
Will also has his brother Mark in the series as well. Mark Redford, he's currently down in 22nd. Mark Redford being the amateur driver and Will being the pro. So both of them running very similarly looking cars, but I can guarantee with Will being way up there and Mark being a little bit lower down there, Mark is going to be getting a lot of pointers from Will.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be. We know how quick Will Redford could be. We've seen him in numerous series here on Apex Racing TV. So I think a big shout out needs to go to Kindness as well for the AMs, currently in 7th place and will be on the 4th row of the grid. As things stand at the moment, but you see just how tightly compacted it is. You see Bingham head up into 11th place there at 2:15.5. I mean, once you get around from around about Hutchinson downwards, it's such fine margins that separate everyone. I mean, if you look at Adrianus and Bingham and Gill, I mean, there's under half a tenth separating. Well, actually, I'm just trying to do the maths here quick. 200ths of a second is all that separates those three. It's so tight here.
It is, and you know, Silverstone, very wide out track. It's very flat out and everything. And the cool thing about those three cars, it's a Honda and 2 Audis. The Hyundai is not in that little fight. Adrianson's behind them is in that Hyundai, but you know, these cars gonna be very balanced. And around Silverstone, it's so flat out that everybody's just finding that margins, and you know, it's such a well-known track. Everybody knows how to go really fast around here. And you're just trying to, you know, get a little mad sciencey of how to go even faster out here. And Shirkoff and Redford definitely found that one out, being separated. Then it's a little bit of a gap. Then, like you said, see those threes. Adrian jumps up there into 3rd place, and he closes that gap to Redford and Shirkoff.
You mentioned obviously about Redford and having relations in the field, but also not the only team to have the same feature. We've got the Nieharts of the .exe team. We've got Darius and Dennis. They're currently in 23rd and 32nd, respectively, both in Audi. So keep an eye out for as well. Not long left now. Drivers who are currently on their flying lap get a chance to complete it with just around about 30 seconds left in the session. Looking at it, Austin, I don't think there's really anyone out there who's improving much, and the faster time seems to be set earlier on during qualifying. Yeah,
faster time, less cars out on traffic. You can definitely work for your teammates up there and, you know, improve on your times. The track is more rubbered in right now, but, you know, you're on the fresher tires out of the start. It's only 15 minutes, so you shouldn't be expecting massive tire wear. This ain't like F1. Neidhart jumps up there from 20th all the way up to 4th place. And, you know, also closing that gap out. But 15 minutes is over. All the cars go home. And, you know, it's time to set up our grid and get ready to rock and roll. 34 cars are all lined up here for the first round of the Apex Racing League Touring Car British Series here at Silverstone. And it's Igor Shirokov on pole position.
There we go. Redford, he's going to join him on the front row. And then it's Adriansons and Dennis Niehart. Just a little depth there. Getting himself up onto the second row of the grid. And it's Will Eatwell with Romy alongside the company on the 4th row. Smart has fellow Britt Hutchinson on the 4th row. Kindness and Maroney are in 9th and 10th of the 5th row. Rafatea has Tom Bingham for company on the 6th row. David Gill has Glasgow. We've got Adriansons, Cole, Winnes and Dominguez, Ward and Ruggieri take you up to 20th. Then it's Ian Manners with Scott Smith making up all British row there on the 11th row. Collishaw and there's Darius Niehart able to go as well as his relation there. Mark Redford, another one, likewise as well. He's in 25th. Lewandowski, he's 26th. Then we've got Steve Brown and Bellini. Then Di Filippis and Beniti making up an all-Italian row there in 29th and 30th, respectively. Jay Walsh and Ganelli at 31st and 32nd. Klist and Hubler round out your grid here in round 1 at Silverstone for race 1. Just wait for everyone to take to the grid. And you see the cars ready. They're such a big grid. It actually goes round the corner.
Yeah, people are going to be sort of sideways around here. That's going to be a bit tricky.
It definitely is. It's going to add to the entertainment value, I'm sure. Having to look out your side window, but here we go.
Oh no! Stall at the start. One of the Hyundais gets a horrible start. Look at the 2 Hondas getting a great start right there. And passing Anderson, just a dog off the start. Will Redford was actually reversing on the grid. It looked like he might have had a mistake. We got chaos. We got one car but sideways. Coming out in the backfield right there, but it's Sirikov, Eatwell, Rami. Your top 3 followed by Redford, Neidhart, Hutchinson. Look at that car! Oh my gosh! Who's that off the card? That's a Ward.
Yeah, that's Ward off there already, and you see Redford getting an absolutely horrid start here in race 1.
Anderson's got the worst start.
He has, yeah, he's dropped, I think, 6 places already, has the Belgium driver. Actually, Jake Ward, another one dropping through. He's dropped 6, and Mark Redford.
Look at the Honda down the inside of the Audi of Eatwell. Eatwell getting a great run on the straightaway. Use that Honda top speed, but here comes Rami off the exit on Eatwell. Eatwell's going to be held off there. They're going 3 wide right behind him, and Rami round him down the inside. But it's going to be Eatwell round the outside, pushing that Honda to its limits right there, and getting up in the second.
As well there, Austin. Everyone's scrambling around and fighting over the same inches of tarmac here. They come round Cobb's corner for the first time.
Oh, they're using all the track right here. Oh no, Tom Bingham's had an incident. Somebody avert Andy Thompson's eyes. Oh no, Tom's hit the walls.
It's not looking worse from where, is it? It's in that rear left corner, so rear right corner of that Honda. Oh, they've got another spinner there as well. I'm not too sure. Is that Gill maybe? It's all no more carnage as well.
That's Rafetta, Dario.
He's off, and there's an abandoned Audi on the apex for the front left wheel. That's Gill.
No.
And it's all happening here.
That is not how you want it to happen, but Eatwell. What a start by Eatwell. What a first lap. Up 3 spots. Not the biggest mover. The biggest mover. 1 car diving in the pits.
Ooh,
Will Redford says he was reversing off the start line. He must have jumped the start. And it doesn't matter if you're reversing or going forward. He jumped the start. Will Redford and Anderson's headed to the pit lane to serve penalties on lap 1. It's going to be Shirkoff, Eatwell, Rami, Smart, your top 4.
So Hutchison, Nehart, Maroney, Kindness, and Glaskov. He's made up some good places as the Russian into 9th place and Anderson into 10th. So we just come round into Village. You see Nehart tucked right up behind the back end of Hutchinson. You aim to take so much curb in these cars, aren't you, Austin? I know you said the Honda struggled with a bit, but the Audis and the Hyundais are really able to monster them. So when they're launching themselves, it's not quite as dramatic as what it looks.
Yeah, it's not as dramatic, but if you drive the Honda around a really bumpy circuit, you're going to find out that Honda likes to take a side jump as a pogo stick at times, and we've seen that if you really strike a curve with these cars. But the curves around Silverstone are pretty flat. You don't get a lot of massive bumps around here, so the Honda is doing really well around here. You should not be surprised. Look at this, 3 wide. And that was Will Redford setting one up the inside, and whoa, baby, that was that's one to write home about.
Let's take a look. This is on board with Redford.
Yeah, I see he's reversing. He's moving already.
Yes, isn't he? It's no foot on the brake and just rolling back there.
Yeah, and it's still a false start. Sure, he was going backwards, and we've seen some drivers reverse a little bit, but he was reversing for a while, and he moved more than that. We got problems with Maggots and Beckett's. I think that's Blaney. Just stuck in the middle of there. Yeah, he's towed, so it must have been contact, and might have lost a little bit of important body work right there, as most of our drivers are going on. It's Paul Joseph List in that Apex Racing Academy car, and a little bit of a pack. Honda versus Hyundais and Audis up at the front right there as they head into this corner. Oh, side by side, Glist is all on that Apex right there, and 3 wide off the exit. Oh, beautiful touring car racing happening in the back of the field. We got Walsh right there. Oh, look at the late performance dive by the Honda, the 195. Look at the side of that car. The 195 and Tom Bingham really stricken. We saw that at the end of lap 1, and he takes a massive bounce. And there's the pogo stick of the Honda. He's hit the car. He's going across the and he's hit down the car in a cobbler. No.
Oh, De Felipe is taken out there from the bouncing Honda.
Oh,
and that
no.
car, I'm sure that could be race over for De Felipe as we see Bingham.
Well, race over for Bingham as well. Bingham, how high did Bingham get? At least 2 meters. And yeah, I gotta say meters during this, because look at this.
Wow, I think he was
He almost saved it too. He almost saved it. Unfortunately, there are other cars out there on the track. Tom, oh man. Oh, I think he's going to need his teeth checked because that will definitely rattle your teeth right there.
He's taking inspiration from the old Bitcoin meme of to the moon, really, there, but not quite reaching it, but taking out Tifa Leapers instead. So just look at action up and down the field here in race 1, a third of the way through already. Just nearly 6 minutes completed as it's all happening up front for the lead. Eatwell closing right up onto the back of Shirkov.
Yeah, Shirkov
versus Hyundai.
Yeah, the battle of the two H's. You know, Honda's going to be out there on the front through back to Begets, but here comes that. The Honda is going to lead them through the right. Here comes that Honda. The Honda is so fast in a straight line. You get that thing in the draft and you get a great run. There is definitely not enough room to make that move. He looks down the inside, but these two definitely at the top of their game right now. Eatwell, home country track. I'd say the crown jewel of British racing. Now all these tracks are going to be his home track right here, but you know, I think this would be the one that everyone will want to win at, especially if you are from Britain, because you know it's Silverstone. The British Grand Prix is here. This is the one that everyone wants to win. It's the biggest track of the series, so he's definitely going to be giving his all right now to the Russian. Shirkov, though, is going to be giving his all as well. The driver for the Wizards is definitely going to be using some magic as well to keep that Honda behind him.
Just about able to do so, but it's happening all further down the field as well. See Hyundai versus Honda once more. That's the Honda of War just ahead of Smith, and Smith fights back there. And look, everyone's queuing up to get involved in the action right behind. It's Collishaw. He's in that orange car. You see just behind him, there's Ruggieri as well in the Audi. And then we've got Ian Manners in another Honda. And then right at the back, it's Will Redford. He's closing up on these guys. Expect him to make some moves as everyone follows through somehow. They managed to get through the loop and through Village. So they now come down.
Will
it's
going to try to do it again. We saw this on lap 1, sending one down to the inside. Heading here, and you know his father's right behind him. It's not brothers, it's the father and son duo, Will Redford and Mark Redford. And look at this, there's a crash. Will Redford goes around the outside, and he avoids that. Wow, that's quick thinking. That's Paul.
That's Collishaw.
Yeah,
he's got it. He got a bit of an assistance.
Definitely some assistance right behind. I think Manners got a little bit rude right there and might have tapped him. Or no, I think it might have been the Audi of Ruggieri, because yeah, Manners was with Redford. They both avoided that, but man, Redford taking the path most risky right there. It's a right-hand turn. There's a crash at the apex. All the cars going to go straight on, and he goes around the outside of them.
Well, he's talking about around the outside. What can Nihart do? Seventh place currently, that's Romney just ahead of him in the fellow Audi, but look at Hutchinson looking incredibly racy. The Northern Irish driver in the Hyundai sat right behind these two Audi LRS3s. He's
going to set himself up right here. You know, these two are going to be side by side. They're still side by side. There's a little bit of a tap right there. Robbie's tapped him mid-corner, and that's pushed out Neidhart down to 6th place. And Mark Hutchinson up into 5th. Mark Hutchinson is going to be getting a great run right now. He's alongside, down to the inside, heading into turn 1. That flying right-hander. They both get off the throttle right there. Hutchinson getting all the way up onto that inside curb. But now around to the outside. Here goes Romney. Romney down to the inside. Romney going to be able to hold up in that 4th place. Here comes Hutchinson. Hutchinson's not done yet. Sending one down to the inside. It's not going to be there. And Neidhart, he remembers what's happened right there. And Neidhart really wants back in there and going for the little switchback move opportunity right there. As Eatwell and Shirkov, our leaders, going to be side by side just like these guys are. And here we go. Eatwell leading the race in that Honda powered straight line machine, but the Hyundai is down to the inside. He's flanked by another Hyundai inside. Smart's back there as well, down to the inside. Eatwell, Shirkov, big send up down to the inside. Shirkov going to be 3 wide through the middle of the corner, and then smartly sends one down to the inside. Switchback move on Shirkov. Shirkov falls down to 3rd, and it's Eatwell leading off the race here right now with the 2 Hyundais right behind him. But the Hyundai is going to get an amazing run. Shirkov and Smart going to be side by side. Smart going to be down to the inside of Eatwell, heading into this right-hander. Both are going to have to queue up a little bit to stay with Eatwell right there. But what great racing.
Hold on, here comes Shirkov. Look, he's back on the attack once more. These two Hyundai swapping, well, looking like they were going to swap places as they come into Magnus and Beckett's. So they won one line through here right now. And who's going to come out on top? Will it be Smart? Will it be Shirkov? Surely the straight line power of that Honda from Ewell that's leading right now. It's going to pull away. But can Smart stay on his tail as they head down the hangar straight? Everyone following behind each other in one long snake. Keeping half an eye on that battle in the background there, but Smart is Ewell is pulling away from Smart right now. That gap up to nearly half a second, thanks to that long stretch down the hangar straight. Then through Stowe, they've started to close up a little bit more, but Smart, what can he do through this section? But this is going to be the replay of the past of how Ewell managed to claim the lead, and you can see into Village.
Door wide open,
Wow.
and Ewell was right there, and he stepped right through it, says, thank you, I'm going to run away now. But that is just opportunistic for the Carlson Sport driver, and he held that off. Look at that defense down to the inside, and wow.
Can you believe it? We're nearly 12 minutes complete of the 15 here in race 1 at Silverstone. Ewell leads away from Smart, Shirkov, Romy, Neidhart, Hutchison, Maroney. Oh, Clistus, he's had a bit of a contact maybe with Walsh there. So they're both coming out of the corner very slowly. Are we going to see another classic 3 wide here, maybe?
Yeah, it's too wide heading into here. He's staying on the outside. Oh my gosh, entering speed is way too long. That was Jay Walsh. It looks like he just
carrying too much speed in there, and that's what caused the connection there with Clist, and they went surely carrying maybe a bit of damage, and looking a little bit understeery, that car. They head up through the field, and what was this battle we saw earlier between Romney, Neidhart and Hutchison? Well, just behind them, Maroney, Kindness and Glashkov managing to catch up onto the tail of them. It was a 3-way battle for 4th. It's now becoming a 6-way battle and a fight to the finish. Maroney's currently leading the AMPs right now. Currently second in class. Kindness of the AMP drivers, he's in 8th place. Third is to Minguez, who we haven't mentioned so far. He's in 11th overall right now. Interesting to see, can the Kindness pit Maroney in race 1? Trying to run out of time. Just under 2 minutes is all that is left. That's going to get them round. This is the end of this lap, and then probably one more. There'll be one more lap again after that. Driver's currently lapping around 2:14, and everyone just compacting up round Stowe.
Yeah, Neidhart and Rami, you know, they're still looking in on each other. And remember what happened to Neidhart. He was bumped out in this corner by Romney. Are we going to be seeing a little bit of justice dealt right here? 13 minutes down, 1 minute, 20 seconds remain here. I believe this will be, presumably
I think we could go one more time, because they're doing a 2:15. And as these guys came across the start-finish line,
they're 4 seconds back. It's definitely white flag right now, I think.
We'll find out in a lap's time for definite, but...
Oh, you see, they're bumping a banger right there. Here's the send by Neidhart down to the inside of Romney right now for 4th place, and he's got the spot made right there. Neidhart sitting in 4th, Romney in 5th. Romney going to be getting in the traffic. There comes Hutchison. Hutchison has the better run out of all of them by not fighting each other, and you can see this. There's Neidhart forcing Romney to go out wide. Hutchison's looking down to the inside. He's found a pocket, but Hutchison's not going to send one right there. He's just waiting for this opportunity. He saw them make contact, and Hutchison can steal a 5th place if they make contact again. But it's Neidhart and Romney leading them out. Hutchison right behind Maroney, and Kindness nose to tail right now. And remember, Maroney and Kindness are in the fight for the amateur championship as well, and they could take a good lead and a early championship standing if they can really settle in right here. But it looks like they're just going to be settling and watching this fight ahead of them. But also we got the fight at the lead. Eatwell's being caught up by Smart heading into Max and Beckett. It's going to be Eatwell's least favorite part because all the apex curves, and that Honda does not like the curves right here. So Smart and Shirkov can get a great run, and they can push past it. They are not bumper to bumper, nose to tail right now down that final straightaway. They're all the way over to the right side of the straight, and then some drag race between all three of these touring cars. Honda, Hyundai. The two Hyundais going out to the outside. Eatwell's defending onto the inside. Smart does not have the speed to hold it around to the outside, but he can definitely line up right here, and they're going all the way out to the exit right now. Defending onto the inside is Eatwell. Smart looking onto the outside, going to try to swing around to the outside right there. Eatwell sends one down into the final corner, and into the final corner, it's going to be Eatwell in the Honda taking race number 1. Smart and Shirkoff going to be racing that final line. It's going to be Smart taking P2, Shirkoff in 3rd. The battle for 4th is going to go to Neidhart, Romney in 5th, Hutchinson in 6th. Maroney takes the amateur victory in 7th place.
Kindness picking up that 2nd place in Stuart Winness, right at the depth, getting past Dominguez. He picks up 3rd place to Scott in the category. Glasgow and Adrianus rounding out your top 10. Biggest winner out on track was Greg Hubler, who made up 13 places to get himself up into 21st.
Oh, this is a switchback move. Coleshaw, look at that. Last corner, last lap. Way to lock down 24th right there. Very great race throughout the field.
Wow. I think if we have the rest of the season half as good and just half as much action as what we've seen in race 1 and round 1, this is going to be an amazing season, this Austin.
You know, I'm kind of lucky that I'm only doing the first round right here, because I think I will explode a lung if I stay here.
You came close earlier. You came close earlier.
Oh yeah, I realized I was just I love this stuff. I love this stuff.
It's why we come racing. This is the pure essence of why we love sim racing, and whether you're racing in it or you're just watching it, it's just, well, you know, a lot of us, you know, will never get the chance to do this in real life. You know, most real life motorsport costs a lot of money, and this is the closest a lot of us will ever get to it. But my golly, does it get the blood flowing, the heart rate increasing, and it's such great fun. And I know a few drivers will be disappointed by their results, but then equally others will be absolutely ecstatic. As we mentioned, Greg Hubler making up the most places. He made up 13 places, did the American. Now we're heading into race 2 now. The top 10, they are inverted. So we can bring up the race 1 results there. So Eatwell took the victory from Smart, Shirkoff, rounding out your podium. Neihart, Romney, and Hutchison. And then we've got Maroney. He was 7th and winner in Kindness, 8th, and 2nd place in Glashkov, 9th. Adriana's 10th. Winness, 11th and 3rd. Then we've got Dominguez, Redford, Neihart, Smith, Ward, Redford, Manners, Ruggieri, Rafael, Hubler, Brown, Maniti, Collishaw, Lewandowski, Ganelli, Walsh, Clist, Adrianus, Cole, Gill, Bingham, Tiafilipis, and then Lee. Wow. Just about gotten through them in time, ready for race 2. Everyone taking to the grid. And let's get ready to go for another 15 minutes of craziness, I think, and action overtakes the drama.
And we start by Anderson's again, off the line, and Glasgow jumps up into the lead, immediately use that Audi gearbox, and it's 3 wide heading into turn 1. The action, the 2 Audis, Maroney jumps up there as well, and few cars going really wide through the S's at the start of the race. Not sure who those 2 cars were. And oh my gosh, Glasgow goes wide as well. Anderson gets a good by Maroney. And Anderson going to be side by side through the arena section right here. Side by side. And I think that's Neidhart. Neidhart's around.
It was, and also, I don't know if you caught it, just off the start line, Mark Redford just didn't get away off the grid, and he was completely static. Everyone had to take evasive action to try and get around him somehow. But Glasgow leaving the way from Maroney. He's all over a world of pressure from Hutchison and Adrianson, and the 2 Hyundais are swarming all over the back of Maroney right now. The Italian having to defend for his life. But you can see Adriana's just getting into the back of him, getting into by Romy there.
He was getting pushed into Hudson, and he was getting, Romney was getting into the back of him right there. And for a second, I don't think Anderson was in control of his car. I think it was lifted. His back wheels were off the ground. His front wheels were buried into the car in front of him. 3 wide into here. And nobody has any respect for track limits right now. And honestly, this is flat out racing. Nobody cares.
As they come through, Maggots and Beggars for the first time in race 2. The Hyundai's really looking at the attack, all of them. You can see there's a gaggle of them in the middle. Redford, Sherkov and Smart in that little group there, really pressing up onto the Honda of Kindness. You see Stuart Winness there. He's down a couple of places so far, finished 3rd in race 1. He'll definitely looking to repeat that as Nihart. All Kindness, just that's going to be a slowdown.
Yeah,
going to be a slowdown.
He was very aggressive off the exit of Cop's corner.
Oh, look at how many places he's losing.
Oh yeah, that slowdown is definitely going to be, he's sped up right now, but that is so costly right there. Don't think we have any false starters right now, so we shouldn't be seeing anybody dive into the pits right there. But Glasscoff and Maroney, those two Audis, like I said at the start, they are going to have the best off-the-line starting speed, and they proved it again right there. They're jumping away, and Glasscoff absolutely storming. Didn't have the best start in race number 1. They're up in the lead by a second. Can they hold it off of the truck with Hutchinson and Adriansons? Maroney, the top amateur, he's 10 spots ahead of Dominguez.
A great start from Brody, really helped out by that reverse grid. The early on action, he's managed to hold on to that second place really, really well, as we see Rapatea getting overtaken there by, I think that was Warden Stuart Winness, but here he comes, he's fighting back, is the Italian in the Audi, as they come out of the 8-tree and head down the Wellington straight. Wow, you can see how that
Manners giving a good bump draft as well to Winness, but Winness not going to be able to make that pass as they're going to be side by side for second place. Hutchison round the outside. Is he able to hold it off? No, he's not. That Audi is just so good right there. Maroney able to hold off the entire pro field right now. But here comes Hudson. Hudson's got that outside line. Swings it down to the inside line. I hope one of them backs up, or else we're going to be seeing an opportunity. He opened up right here. And they made it through there. Oh my gosh. Door is shut, and he doesn't want any of Hutchinson's home-brewed cookies.
I thought that was going to be Verstappen versus Hamilton all over again, but somehow Brody just gets in the head of it. Hudson must have backed out a little bit, and these guys need to be careful when they're battling so hard. Mihart, Adriansons are right behind him, but that's that somehow you can see as we look back from Maroney right now, the long train of cars, everyone's queuing up to get involved right now. As you can see, Nihart, he's on the attack, he's going to try and make the attack round the outside of Stowe. Can he get it done? Hutchison just hugging all of that curve and a bit more. Nihart runs wide.
The exit. Nihart can definitely get a run. He's going to get a run. He's sending it into the corner. And if you're an Audi... Hutchison with that switch up, and he's able to hold it off right there. And if you're a part of the Audi customer racing, you are enjoying this, because for a second it was 1, 2, 3, Audi. But Hudson off the exit gets a little side-by-side right there and bumps his way back into third, but around the outside. Here comes Neidhart. He's got that inside line. That door is slammed closed by Hudson. Here comes Neidhart. Big send up onto the inside right there.
Well, here comes Redford as well. You can see him. He's just behind Neidhart on the left-hand side in the Hyundai. He's making progress, and Hutchison could end up using another place there. He's just lost one to Neidhart, and he could well end up losing it to Redford. Edgerson, you can see in the last stream there, his Hyundai's on the lights there. Not overly impressed by Redford's move, but it's just shown you've got to be bold, you've got to be brave as Redford looks to get on the inside. Can he get the move done?
He's got to have back off right there.
On the outside here. Let's hold tight, everyone. Here we go. Can Redford keep it all the way to the outside? No, he's going to have to tuck in behind Hutchison once more. And somehow Hutchison, as they bump draft once more again. I don't know how quite Hutchison's managing to hold on to this place, as they're going to come side by side across the start-finish line. Who's going to come out on top?
Old start finish.
I tell you, I'm running old school Silverstone here. It's going to come into Cops, and right now...
Redford's got his nose onto the inside for Maggots, Beckers, and Cops, but he has to back off. Hudson was so aggressive heading into Brooklyn's right there, so it was no opportunity for him to send one down to the inside of Hutchison. And Redford had to back off right there. Anderson's, he's enjoying this fight, and Anderson can definitely get in on this, but it's 3 Audis, 3 Hyundais, and an Audi. The Hondas have not shown up. Eatwell, who started in 10th, is still in 10th. Race 1 winner, and Eatwell setting one up into 9th place right there.
Let's go past Kevin Smart of Hyundai. Getting himself up into 9th place, but Smart, you can just see fighting back in the background there, but no, that's going to look like Eatwell's going to hold on to that position for Honda right now and keep it into 9th. Bit of a bounce across the curbs there. The exit of Club as they head on to the Hamilton straight once more, but it's all happening up front between the 2 Audis as Nihar comes side by side with Maroney. I think they even backdoors a little bit there.
Oh, they definitely touched.
It's heading down to the big braking zone that is Village.
Oh, look at Redford down to the inside, trying to sneak past Hutchinson right there. It's a big side smack by both of them. Big tap right there. Redford around the outside of Hutchinson is going to be carrying the speed right there, and he's going to be holding more speed around the outside. Maroney and Neidhart going to be doing that as well, but look behind of the 2 Hyundais are so rabid after each other. I think they're going to drive through the Audis currently.
It seems that way, and Nihart just getting ahead there, but here comes
Hudson
Redford
down
at the
low.
inside. Oh, and
Oh.
Hudson had to take, no, this was Redford that had to take evasive action. Some of the sim liveries, it's a bit tricky for us in the commentary booth for the Hyundais all over the back of the Audis right now as Nihart, Maroney have been scrapping out, and Maroney just starting to lose a little bit of pace. Has he cooked his tyres a bit too much
Look
in
at
his
the gap
opening
that Neidhart.
stages?
No, wait, that's a lapped car. I thought Neidhart closed up, but no, that's a lapped car, and Glasscoff up ahead of everybody else. But this fight behind him, Glasscoff's pulled out a 2.7 second. And, you know, if you're a fan of Old Dogs of War, well, the Old Dogs of War of Audi are still here to play. 1, 2, 3 Audis right now. And, you know, the new kids on the blocks, the Hyundais and the Hondas, are probably scratching their head like, what is going on right here?
I mean, interesting, for race 3, the top 15 are inverted. So as it stands at the moment, Ward, who's in 15th, will end up on pole for race 3, but that is going to change so much. We've just run about halfway through race 1 as we've got yet another attack. Hutchinson versus Redford once more, and Hutchinson happens to be almost shoved by Redford out wide there. There's Redford commanding that 4th place, and that's allowed Adrianson to attack onto Hutchinson. He's going to try and squeeze it up the inside. They avoid contact somehow, and Hutchinson just holds on to that place. But right now, look at Eatwell. He's made up a couple of more places in the Honda. He's up into 7th, but we've got nearly a 3 wide in the background there. That's Dominguez, Smith, and Kindness all squabbling around over the same inches, centimetres of tarmac as the 3 different manufacturers. Audi, Hyundai battling out as the Hyundai of Smith just heads up the inside there. And can he keep holding this place? But look who's coming through with him. It's Kindness. Is he going to follow him through? And it's faces as many corners. Dominguez loses
that curb on the
2
inside.
places. Well, Dominguez trying to come back in the Honda and Kindness, but this is where the Honda's going to come into its strength now. But you're going to see Kindness right up behind Smith as they head down the Wellington Straight and surely look for an overtake. Right now we've got more action in the foreground as the Hyundais are squabbling once more. That's Redford and Hudson. Redford just going a little bit defensive, and it's all getting a little bit compacted. So that's where Romney and Anderson's, isn't it? Sorry. It's all the similar Hyundai liveries. It's all getting very, very compacted in that midfield section. I mean, if you look, there's a second covering from 5th down to 8th.
It's absolutely insane on how tightly these cars are. But that is 100% TCR racing right there. And this is beautiful racing right now. Nose to tail, bumper to bumper, elbows out, a little bit mad crazy racing going on. And I am absolutely having a ball right now. So we are right on board of Stuart Wyness on the back of that Audi in his Hyundai. Through Magnus Beckens and Chapel he goes, taking different lines to Dominguez right now. Dominguez leaving that door open for Stewart to look it down to the inside. The Track Scotland machine is not getting the draft of the cars ahead that much, but he's definitely got the brakes, definitely the confidence, sending one down to the inside, and he's got Dominguez right there.
Just looking ahead on the Kindness and Smith, they're having a good old ding-dong up front as well.
Oh!
Oh, he's had contact!
He was tapped. Widest got tapped and pushed wide right there. Oh
Big
no,
contact
Pedro.
with this. And he's lost, I think, about 2 places there.
I think Pedro got into the. I think Pedro was in the grass and might have hit them because Pedro was the worst out of that as well.
He's definitely didn't see him coming through, and he saw you, like you say, he drops further places, and Widner's just big clip place the post on the Audi of Raftea there.
I think he clipped the nose. Like, I think they actually tapped, and he did clip the nose right there. And you know, you don't spin around in these cars a lot because front wheel drive, you can easily save a slide right here. And you know, that's what gives these cars, these drivers the confidence to really go after it. Because, oh my gosh, big contact! Eatwell and Hutchinson, and Hutchinson swooped across the track, and you know, there's a car in a blind spot right there. And Eatwell sneaks past into 5th place. Hutchinson, a little bit apologizing over the radio right there.
Look at the background though, Austin. Says Romy, he's having a right battle with Adrian. Says they're going to be side by side in the fight of Audi versus Hyundai. This Hyundai's absolutely swarming all over Romy's Audi.
Oh, good to right here. They backed off right there again. And every time it goes to that corner, you always go back to F1. But in these cars, you're like, wait, they're not going as fast. They can definitely do it. They can't go flat out through there, but that's what makes going side by side through there even more exciting.
Starting to settle down slightly by the standards we expected so far. Glasgow, he's leading the way. Nihart second, Redford third, then Maroney, he's fourth, and leader in Am. Eatwell, Hutchison, Adrian, Romy, Sherkov, and Smart round out your top 10. Kindness and Smith, they are second and third respectively in Am, but they are well down on the leader, Maroney, who's still keeping hold of that 4th place for now. But Eatwell, he's made great progress getting that Honda up into 5th place.
Yeah, and coming across the final corner, Sergey Glaskov, he's been caught by Neidhart and Redford, but 1 lap to go. Can he hold it off from the start to the end for Sergey Glaskov, or can Neidhart take the crown from him right there? Or can Will Redford, who's already up 10 spots, do it again and go for the win right here after a horrendous race 1?
I'm not sure we might have 1 more lap actually, because Barney wasn't waving the...
It is white flag. It is 1 minute to go.
It is.
Mathematically, it's impossible for it to be 2 laps to go.
No, sorry, I just lost track of what the time was there, where I was just trying to keep half, you know...
We don't want this race to end. You definitely don't want this race to end, and honestly, this could go on forever, and I'd just be so excited. Yeah, I'd probably go mute by the end of it and just start signing away. We just do Apex Racing TV with signage and, you know, just be my arms waving like crazy, but be glad that's not a feature yet.
No, I mean, honestly, just 1 more lap would be brilliant, but no, like you say, this is definitely the final lap. We see the Adriansons
trying to hold it around the outside. Switchback opportunity, Jake Ward in that Honda going all the way out to the curb, but Anderson's down to the inside of that switchback opportunity. He's got that inside line, and he's got Ward right there. They're going to be side by side heading across the old start finish line and into Cobb's corner, and Anderson's, well, he's got that corner made definitely right now, but he's got to defend from Ward off the exit. Ward definitely gets a great run. Anderson's going to be side by side. He's going to be stuck onto the outside of Magus Beck's chap, but he swings across the nose right there. And Anderson's, what a move for 13th.
It's back to the lead once more.
Oh, there's nothing separating them. Look at Neidhart. Neidhart swinging around to the outside. 3 quarters to go. Neidhart's got his front nose down right in there. He's got that final corner. They're pushing all the way out to the outside of the track. And Neidhart's now switching on to the outside once more. Glasgow defending right. His life defends on it, but he's run wide. Neidhart runs through there. Redford goes up there into 2nd place. And Neidhart forces Glasgow into mistake. Neidhart is going to take race number 2 with Redford right behind, Glasgow in 3rd, and Maroney stayed in there in 4th. But look at this pack.
What is happening all behind them as well as I don't even know who came. What was it they came across there?
I think Anderson's won that. What the
wow. I mean, I don't want to look away. It's Mark Redford having to give a bit of a tussle there with Gill, and these two.
Oh my gosh,
Redford's
Redford
on
pushing
there.
him. He's using that car as the battering ram right there, pushed his way in there, and then swung across the entire track to avoid the overtake, and he's barely escaped with that one right there.
I'll tell you what, Mark Redford, what a great recovery drive from him. Remember, well, if you can remember, we've had so much happen. Mark Redford, he was stationary. He didn't get away, and everyone was having to take evasive action. At the end of lap 1, he was dead last. So to recover that Hyundai and to come home in 22nd, that's a great drive from him, as we see Manners. And I tell you what, normally with heat racing, where you have this 5-minute intermission between the second race and third race, normally it just gets in the way a little bit. But I don't know about you, Austin. I'm glad of the slight little ability just to calm down a little bit after 2 absolutely mental races.
I swear, if this next race better be up to it, but honestly, if it's not, I think my lungs and neighbors be totally okay with this, because this is awesome. Oh my gosh.
I really do feel for Samili, our producer, because it's impossible to know where to look. It's just constantly happening up and down the field, all over the track. But let alone for us to then try and keep up and describing the action that's happening on field. But let's just take you through your classified results from race 2. So Nihart taking the victory right at the depths there as forcing Glasgow into an error. Will Redford also capitalising on that one. Come home in second, and Glasgow have settling for third place. But look at that, a second covering our top 3. Crazy stuff. Moroni holds on to 4th place after coming from under a lot of pressure early on. An Italian also takes the win in
gap from 5th place to 9th.
It's I mean, you could throw a bracket over him, couldn't you?
That is
You really could.
close.
Edgerson, he was 5th. After not making much progress early on, the Honda driver did well in the second half of the race, getting up into 6th. Hutchinson 7th. Romy, he was 8th. Smart and Sherkov were rounding out your top 10. Kindness and Smith were 11th and 12th, and 2nd and 3rd respectively in AM. Edgerson, he was 13th. Ward 14th. Then it was Manners, Rafter, Bingham, Dominguez, Beniti and Cole taking up to 20th place. Gil, Ruggieri, Lewandowski, Brown, Ganelli, Di Felippis, who was caught up in earlier action. He was 26th. Then was Collishaw, Stuart Widness, Mark Redford, Darius Nihart, Jay Walsh, Belney, and Hubler to round out your field. Wow.
Oh my gosh. I think we all deserve a little bit of break, and we will be back after a short break here for the final race of the evening for the Apex Racing League Touring Cars British Series. Here, we'll be right back just in a few.
And we're back after that short little break. There are some advertising messages and back for race 3 of what's going to be spectacular action, undoubtedly. Well, of course, race 3, the top 15 are inverted. So if you finish in 15th place, you will be starting on pole. I think that's just going to mix things up even further than what we saw in race 1 and race 2, Austin.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the final race of the day. 15 cars from our race 2 results will be flipped upside down and reversed, and it's going to be Ian Maynard starting up on pole with Jake Ward. 2 Hondas starting 1-2 here today. They're going to be ahead of Jensen Adrianson, Scott Smith, Adam Kindness, Igor Shirikov, Kieran Smart, Andrea Romney, Mark Hutchison, Will Eatwell, and Dara Adriansons. Limu Mirorni in 12th place. They're followed by Sergey Glaskov, Will Redford, Dennis Neidhart, Dario Rafetta, Tom Binga, Pedro Dominguez, Palolo Minidi, Adam Coles, baby, in 20th, followed by David Gills, Fabrizio Ruggeri, Victor Lewandowski, Steve Brown in 24th. Behind him is Alicello Gonelli, Roberto De Phillips, Paul Klist, Paul Kloschel, Stuart Wines, Mark Redford, Darius Neidhart, Jay Walsh, Bruno Belnay, and Grab Hobbler at the end of our 34-car grid. And it's time to go racing. I think Redford just jumped the start again in the background.
Oh no, not again.
I don't think I just saw a little bit of movement, but it's green. We glitched out on the lights, or even on the lighting man was completely lit. Wasn't even on, but yeah, Shirkov gets a great start immediately. Look around the outside and start. Anderson swinging around the outside. Oh, but Smith right there. Anderson jumps up in there in a second. We got a car all the way around. That's Victor Lewandowski getting spun around right there. We got another car spinning. We're 3 wide heading into the heartbreaking zone right now. Heading to the arena 3 wide again. It's going to be Scott Smith able to hold down that inside line, but that is a dog of a start for Scott Smith, dropping off right there. Jake Ward also not having the best start as well. Off into the grass. Sergey Glaskov and Dennis Neidhart going side by side. One of the Audis getting an overtake through the grass right there, Superman style. Able to make that move. That was Neidhart. He's going to try to, hey, well, 3 wide right here. Hold on to your doggies right now. And oh my gosh, they're still 3 wide right now. That's Paul Kloschel.
Collar Short and Stuart Witness fighting out, but look, here comes Mark Redford. He's on the attack of that green Hyundai. He's going to have the inside line there as they come through left field, and Woodcote on the run up to Costa the first time, but that's Edgerson's. Oh, he's running extremely wide.
That's definitely going to be a slowdown right there for Edgerson.
So many places, and that's allowed Jake Ward to head back up into third place.
Oh, they aren't even on the track right now. They're going off-roaded. I know the car's going on right now, guys, but calm down.
I'll tell you what, Shirkov, he's had a great start of 4 places into second. But oh, that's a big slowdown for Romney there. Look, there's everyone streaming past him. He's losing a ton of time. It's a double whammy, really, isn't it?
It is a double whammy, triple whammy, quadruple whammy right there. You know, you get pushed out wide, maybe just a little bit too wide. Next thing you know, you're slowing down the field, and well, most of the field passes you by right there, and you're just looking at everybody else. It's like, I can't believe I've done that. And it's so costly if you do that, and you know, that's why you got to keep it between the white lines at some point.
Tell you what, well, he's had a cracking start up into 4th place. He's made it 6 places already, and look, he's absolutely all over the back of fellow Honda driver Jake Ward right now. Looking to make even more progress, and here he comes up the inside, and that's going to be another place gain for Eatwell. He's up into the podium position.
Big crash!
Oh,
Neidhart and Glaskov well, they're off the track right there. You see Sergey. Oh, look at the front left of Sergey's car. That is destroyed.
That is completely and utterly gone.
They almost made contact again. There's Dennis, the other car involved right there. Oh, his bumper is, well, yeah, that's going to be...
I think that's the least of his problems there, really. Compared to that wheel that's just in the foreground there. I think there was Edgerson's and Maroney having a bit of a squabble as we see Bingham right now. He's got Coles right behind him, and there's everyone trying to find some grip, trying to find some track as Regari running a bit wide there in the Audi, but managing to recover as he mounts his ambitious, making past Andreassen's in the Honda in front of him. He's looking rather beat up on that rear bumper, missing a bit of paint already, and we've already completed 1.5 laps. It's absolutely mental stuff. We're picking up exactly where we left from race 2 here, Austin.
Absolutely. Race number 2 is gone. Race number 2 is gone. Race number 3 picking it off where we left off pretty much. And let me tell you, the excitement, it's a little bit spread out just a little bit. When I say a little bit, it's so minuscule. It's great over-under move by Raffetta and Romney going side by side. That's Dominguez. Yeah, it was Dominguez, and it looks like Dominguez might have... I think it's letting us by.
Well, here comes Maroney as well. He's on the attack, but look, here comes Adrius on the inside, trying to make his way past. Oh, 2 Hondas into go there, but just has to back out. Maybe a little bit of a contact, but he needs to be careful because now Dominguez is all over the back, looking to try to find his way past. But here comes Adrian. He's going to get past Maroney.
He got tapped right there. Pushed out wide. Dominguez and Anderson make contact with each other. And Jensen gets pushed out wide, and he cuts the nose off of Tom Bingham right there. Bingham had to back off. And there goes Mark Redford into the pits. And, you know, for the Redfords today, it's been a up and down day. Will Redford, Mark Redford, both of them have trouble.
So it's got across here, mate. We've had a swap. Wow, this look is all happening once more. Smart's managed to get past Ward. So you get currently we've got Hyundai in 2nd and 3rd. But look at these Hondas queuing right up behind them. Don't discredit Will Eatwell. Expect to see him making progress as Manners is coming up with Shirkov for the lead right now. And Shirkov's going to come out in front. Let's get Hyundai into the lead here in race 3. They're round 1 at Silverstone. And everyone else just managing to get through okay there somehow. They come round Luffield, and then round Woodcote on the Rentis Cops.
Igor Shurikov took pole position. He definitely knows how to swing that Hyundai around here, and he's up there in the lead, and it's up for Eatwell to try to chase him down, just like he did in race number 1 and take the win back. But this could be the race for Shurikov because he's got a little bit of a gap to this group behind him.
Literally, they're all bumper to bumper. It's classic touring car action here. Once more in race 3. Redford just getting a little bit squirrely, maybe. They're just looking for the best exit to try and get a run on these Hondas there ahead of him. That's Eatwell directly in front of us. Then it's Ward. And then that leads up to Smart, Manners, and then Shirkov at the front of this track. But here comes Eatwell. I say, well, Redford's in the best place to watch these guys. And I'll tell you what, Eatwell is going to get up the side of Ward, and here comes Redford. He's going to follow him through to get himself up into 5th place. But look, Ward's just alongside. He's fighting back. As they know who's going to be the
aggressive right here, but maybe not that aggressive. Let's get to the back of Eatwell.
Breathe in, everyone. This is mental action here in the Apex Racing League British Touring Car Series.
I feel like we're losing our minds. I wonder what these guys on track are feeling like right now.
But all in the mix is hats off to Manners. He's 3rd overall, but leading Am right now. Just to see Redford there chopping a bit of time to the Hondas. I don't know how we haven't lost any of these guys. They've been so close, bumper to bumper. You know, nearly running into the back of one another when they're all trying to get, you know, a middle. Oh, see Gill running out wide there.
Track. He's been off the track for a while in the last few quarters. I feel like he might have, I would say he might have a problem, but I'm not sure. His car looks pretty spanking new, so
maybe you've got shoved wide a little bit. You know what the grass can be like here. You know, you get sucked up to it, and then it keeps you on it, and it's so hard to rejoin. About losing a ton of time as Canelli just, I think that is there, just running a bit. What now? Yes, I think it's Canelli, yeah, running a bit wide there in the Audi.
Is this pack of 4 Hondas? No, it's 3 Hondas bullying an Audi right now. And ooh, that Audi wants out of that box right there.
Well, I'm blaming Lewandowski. Sorry, that was Jake Walsh. Sorry, the latest car to make it through. The last of the Hondas is Kliss, who's behind Ganelli.
Hutchinson falls to Ward behind this group right there. There's Ward and Hutchinson, Jake Ward. Wow.
I'll tell you what, Manis has dropped a couple of places. Eatwell and Redford have managed to find their way past him to get themselves up into 3rd and 4th respectively. Going for Manis there after looking like he's going to finish on the podium overall, the AMP driver. Let's just see. Wow, nice spin of banging doors along the straight between Hutchinson and Jake Ward there. Hyundai versus Honda. And it looks like the Honda of Ward is going to get to the inside line.
Lewandowski, Ganelli, and Walsh have had an incident. Walsh and Ganelli are stopped on the track right now. They've got it moving, but they were stuck off track during all of this. Right now, you see Hutchinson jumping the curb right there. He's in a little bit of a trials riding right now. Mark Hudson able to get past Ward by using all the track, but he's done it too much and he's got to slow down from it.
Oh no, as he loses 4 places there because of it and has to tuck right in behind Maroney, who's having a great drive himself. He's up into 9th place, 3rd in AM. Smith currently the 2nd driver in AM. Manis obviously still leading the way, but these guys need to, well, they're definitely starting to fall off the back of our lead group right now. So around about 2 seconds from Ward. He's behind Manis in 6th and 5th as Hutchinson once more locking doors there with Maroney. Fight between Audi and Hyundai. They come down, I think we down the Wellington straight once more. He's going to come out on top as see Scott Smith there trying to make progress over Jake Ward.
Look how wide he got right there. Wow, Ward. He's using all the track to use all that momentum, and he's able to stay ahead of Romney. But Romney all over the back of Jake Ward. And, yeah, there's Romney. There's Hudson back there as well. Hudson trying to get some charge in there. Heading into Cops, it's not going to happen. Romney, Jake Ward able to stay right there. And whoa, Ward, where are you going? That is not the corner.
There's more contact as well off to the right-hand side. As we were just looking at it then. And right now, that Honda.
Oh, he got a service slowdown too. Was he pushed out by Romney?
He was, yes. He was pushed out wide onto the, well, it used to be gravel. Luckily, it's a run-off tarmac section right now, but he's incurred a slowdown. He's lost a whole heap of time. So you see Ward now
he's going to lose some more pace because he's got to serve that slowdown unless he's already served it right there through Mags, Begs, and Chapels. But he's definitely going to be protesting that. I can guarantee you that one. Looking down the inside, he's feeling the red mist right now. He wants to charge up there, get back to that top 10. And also, speaking of the top, I hope you're ready for this excitement because when I spotted this, my heart was a bumping and a thumping. Karen Smart is closing in on Shirikov, and last lap, fastest lap of the race. He's still faster this time by, and also so is Eatwell. Almost putting it at exactly the same time as Smart, and he's carrying Redford right behind. We're going to have a 4-car fight at the end of this race.
See, Eatwell really dragging along Redford right now. These two working together to close up onto Kieran Smart and Igor Shirikov. See, just slightly different lines there, but then you can see that gap is visibly tumbling. It's roughly about a 10th every other corner that these two, Eatwell and Redford, managed to take out of the lead pair. However, they've only got 3 minutes left. I don't know where the last 12 minutes have gone. And look, here comes Redford, looking to make progress. Can he get up the inside? And look, he swoops down and claims that last place on the podium. And Eatwell left napping with no answer for Redford whatsoever. And right now, we're looking at Hyundai 1, 2, 3 here in race 3 at Silverstone.
Absolutely, Hyundai pulling out all the stops here today. Shirikov and Smart, they've caught each other. Are we going to be seeing a replay of race number 2's finish? Or is this going to be an absolutely bonkers finish? They're all using the runoff right there. Through Cops corner, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Eatwell, Redford, Smart, Shirikov. Who is going to be coming out on top? Pole position for Shirikov. at the start of today, Eatwell took race number 1. Here in Smart, we saw them pull out an absolutely beautiful move. Who here is going to be winning this race? Race 2 winner is, well, Neidhart is not going to be here because we saw him get involved in that massive incident at the start of the race. So they're out of question. It's going to be either Shirikoff, Smart, Redford, or Eatwell right now. And Eatwell knows what he can do in that Honda to make it win. But he's got 3 Hyundais he's got to battle with.
You see Romy making it past Smith there. Let's get himself up into 7th place ahead of the Hyundai. Can the Audi driver make any more progress? Hutchinson's not far in front of him. Otherwise, Manners is even a potential little bit of a chance to catch him.
Oh! That was Glaskov.
That's Glaskov.
Yeah, it's cut the course right there.
And maybe Gill involved in that as well.
I think Coles might have been the one that he hooked. But Glaskov overcooked the corner right there. You see the Audi on the outside. Yeah, the outside, and here he is sending it down the in. Oh, well, he's cut across the corner right there. And, well, that's all on Glaskov right now. You know, he cut the course.
It says on the back of his car, keep calm, please. He could have done with using some of his own words there, and equally, talking of keeping calm, this lot definitely aren't. See the Hyundais scrapping it out with Pedro Dominguez and the Audi right behind them. The best view of the action is the two Adriansons. It's a bit of a family affair right now between those two. We've got the two Hondas of Jake Ward and Tom Bingham ahead. And this is another battle that could come out absolutely any which way. Jetson Adriansons is ahead of Dara Adriansons for now.
Yeah, for now, we don't know on how these two are going to race each other right now. It's one thing when you're racing against a similar make, maybe a class, maybe a teammate. It's another thing when you're racing against family.
As we're definitely on to the last lap now, so this is the last chance really through Maggots and Beckett's. Who's going to get the best run? Could either of these two in the Hyundai maybe even get up onto the back of Bingham? You see where they've just really closed up on the Honda through that section as they head out.
Tom gets a great run. Jake Ward, not the best run through there. They're going to be side by side. Here comes the Adriansons down to the inside. Oh, he's buried in that draft. And here he goes. He is, well, he's definitely looking for one. Selling a dummy of a send right there. He's definitely got me. This is the end of the race, by the way. Shirikov's going to be exiting that final corner ahead of Smart. And Shirikov finally gets the race win that he needed. Smart finishes second. Redford and Eatwell 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, let's take a look at what's happening behind him, because that's not over and done with quite. Hutchinson takes it from Romney. Manners chopping 7th. Maroney, and they're all still happening behind once more. Can any of the Adriansons progress? No, they can't. Ward holds on to 11th place from Bingham. And then we've got Jetson, Adriansons, Dara Adriansons, and Pedro Dominguez coming home in 15th as we see Brown squabbling away with Mark Redford. They're going to have a right race to the line. They bang doors once more.
This is going to come out. They fight for 30th and they don't care. They're still having a great time right now. The Indy Auto Sport car of Steve Brown using all the track right now. Neidhart's right behind him, and you know, Neidhart, his race winner, he sees the lights as a little distracted right there. But that Honda is going to be at a disadvantage right now through Magus, Beckus, and Chapel. Neidhart looking for something in this final race after falling down 16 spots from where they started and a race to victory. They're definitely going to be wanting something to write home about in this race, and you can do that with a very final lap overtake right now. But that Honda on the straight is just pulled away so far. Neidhart's going to go all the way to the outside, use all the track and everything to close down that gap to Steve Brown. Brown defending onto the inside right now. We saw what happened in race number 2 with defending on the inside, missing and causing a mistake. Neidhart not going to be 2 for 2 on that one right there. And it's going to be Steve Brown holding it around the outside, but he goes up a little bit too wide. He goes across the curb, and Neidhart's going to sneak past for 30th. Steve Brown picked up a slowdown from that, and oh, that is unfortunate right there.
I think is everyone. Yeah, I think everyone's crossed the line now.
Yes.
I think we can take
We could breathe.
yeah, we can breathe and just try and calm down a little bit. I mean, I think. Wow, what a great way on a Thursday night to get your adrenaline pumping. And let's just take you through the classified results. Chekhov making the victory in race 3. Smart second. Will Redford and with that last podium place. Will eat well. He may be disappointed by that 4th place in the end. Hutchison, he was 5th from me 6th. Ian Manners, he was 1st in the AM category, 7th overall, with Maroney and Smith and Raffaele making him 2nd, 3rd and 4th in class, 8th, 9th and 10th overall. Then it was Jake Ward, and then AM class Bingham into 11th, 12th. Jetson Adrianson's getting ahead of brother Dara there for 13th and 14th. Pedro Dominguez, he was 15th. Collis Shaw, 16th. Winnes, Nihart, Mugari and Miniti taking it up to 20th. Then it was Gil, Bellini, Felipe, Glashkov, Klist, Coles, Lewandowski, Jay Walsh taking up to 28th place with Mark Redford and Dominic Nihart right at the depth there, squeezing inside the top 30. 31st was Steve Brown, we just saw right at the end there, getting that slow down out of the last corner. Means he drops a position to Nihart. Then with first of the cars that a lap down is Canelli. He was 1 lap down. Adam Kindness, 5 laps down. Greg Hubler rounding out the field, 6 laps down.
What a race! What a way to open up the Apex Racing League touring car British series. Oh my gosh! If you don't have a smile permanently on your face right now, I don't know what to say to you.
You can't surely be human, really, you know, after watching all that. But I tell you, we're joined in the commentary box now by one of the drivers, Will Redford, managed to pick up 3rd in that last race. Will, from watching here in the commentary booth, it looked like it was completely and utterly mental out there. What was it like from being inside the driving seat?
It was a lot of fun, I'll give it that. But it was pretty chaotic, especially with the reverse grids. You got some people with quite big pace differentials starting first, and all those all the way back in 15th. But it was a lot of fun, yeah, I'll give it that.
Obviously, we saw your battle with Eatwell there in race 3. I mean, was it ever the case of, you know, we know the Hondas are quite strong in the straight line, just where you have to get creative into the braking zones to ensure that you got past Eatwell in the end?
I was staying behind him at first because I wanted to see if we could catch the front 2 guys because we were only about a second and a half back. But quickly time was running out and I realised, okay, if I'm going to get a move, I'm going to have to do it now. Otherwise, he's just going to defend the next time round because from his point of view, I was just bumping him down the straights. So I guess I may have caught him out a little bit, but I went for a move. Maybe he wasn't expecting it, but he didn't put up much of a fight and I was past. And then there was only 1 lap left to try and catch the front 2. Which isn't enough time really with the pace that they're running.
I mean, obviously you made up 11 places in race 3. I mean, just in general, you're making up places left, right, and centre across all 3 races. What was the key for your success here today at Silverstone?
Don't really know. I think it's just going for the moves when they arise. You know, it's such a short race that you've got to go for them when the opportunity's there. And once you pass, and you can focus on the next guy. I got pretty unlucky that on the start of race 1, my car rolled backwards when I took the handbrake off for a second, and I got a 4-second hold from 2nd place. So that's what put me down at the back for race 2 and then race 3. But it's just about, you know, going for the moves when they're there. It's such a short race that you've got to send it basically.
Okay, you've already answered what the next question was going to be. We did spot that you'd rolled back there and obviously incurred the penalty, which must have been absolutely gutting for yourself. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
Yeah, shout out to you guys for the broadcast. I'm going to go watch it back now. Shout out to everyone for watching as well. It looked like there was a pretty decent viewership. Shout out to my dad for racing as well, Mark Redford. I'm not sure where he finished in race 3, but you can, I don't know if you heard him there.
Yes.
And shout out to my team, Drive Dead Racing, and my sponsor, Neston Woods.
No worries. Oh, one last one. Brands Hatch, it's on the Grand Prix next time out. You guys, yourself and your dad, looking forward to that one?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, it's one of my favourite tracks. I've driven there in real life on the Indy layout, so it should be good to see what this racing's like on the Grand Prix track with all of us going around.
No problem. So that's Will Redford for Hyundai and finish third in race 3. Well, Austin, there's just looks like no one else wants to speak to us, which is
I think they're still trying to catch their breath like I was just doing.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's interesting from speaking to Will there that, you know, it was just as chaotic out on the track as what it seemed like it was here in the commentary booth.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be going through a few of these drivers and enjoying a few of their POVs that they're going to be posting, or if they're streaming right now, because that was some epic racing that we saw here today. What a way to kick off this series.
Wow, I've run out of words to describe it, really. You couldn't ask for a better advertisement, really, for this league of what's going to be some absolutely epic racing this season. As we mentioned earlier, I'll chat with Will. We head to Brands GP next week. Then it's up to Knock Hill for round 3, but that's going to be on the reverse version of the circuit. That's going to be a bit interesting, especially with what was normally last turn, that incredibly tight hairpin. That's going to be turn 1. But Alpha expects plenty of action there. Round 4 is we head to Alton Park. It's on the international circuit. Stetson, that's on the 300, so give the drivers a bit more breathing room there before we return to Knock Hill in round 6 for going the correct way round the circuit, going clockwise. Round 7, we're at Donington, but on the national circuit before we round out the season by returning to Brands. But that will be on the much shorter Indy circuit, and well, that one's going to be crazy, really. 15-minute races with 34 cars on the grid. On the shortest layout on the calendar. Wow, that's definitely going to be one to watch out for. Well, I think myself and Austin and Samuli, we're off for a bit of a lie down now and to try and calm down. From all of us here at Apex Racing TV, thank you very much and good night.